Your Steelers looked absolutely dominant in their performance last night versus the Atlanta Falcons, and the Steelers are making big strides headed into the 2023 season. Welcome back, folks, to Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. We're going to dive into that game last night. We're going to talk a little bit more about the roster and if we think anything's going to change with what we gave you yesterday in our projections. So let's get started about that game last night, guys. What a performance by your franchise quarterback. And I'm going to say it now, and I haven't been calling him the franchise guy, but he is the franchise quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a stellar performance that he put on in Atlanta. And he has continued game after game to just show everyone why he is one of the best quarterbacks in the AFC North. In my opinion, he is in the top two quarterbacks of the AFC North right now, and he is shining. And he has proven exactly why the Steelers drafted him in the NFL draft 2 seasons ago. This being his second year, it is very, very good and very promising to see a guy shine like Kenny has shined. 5 offensive possessions, 5 offensive touchdowns. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a Steelers team. I don't care if it's preseason or what. That is a staggering statistic with a perfect passer rating. I mean, this guy is just coming out, firing on all cylinders, doesn't miss, has very few incompletions for the preseason, showing why he is the absolute leader of this team. And what did we hear many people saying in the big box media world? Kenny Pickett doesn't have that big arm. He can't throw that deep ball. His arm strength just isn't there to be a top shelf NFL quarterback. Well, guess what, shitstains? Kenny Pickett is there, and he's throwing big bombs, and he's throwing the ball with pinpoint accuracy, and he can do it all. The short game, the intermediate game, the deep ball game. He can fit it into tight windows. He makes the right decisions. People follow him. He is the complete package. The kid can move. Well, sorry, not kid. The man can move. He's elusive. He has those legs to get out of the pocket. He's able to manipulate the pocket. And he's able to just process the information at a high level. And that is what we're looking for. And the Steelers have struck gold once again in the quarterback department. And now you're seeing that third generation of franchise quarterbacks in the Steelers organization that, in my opinion, is going to add to that trophy case down on the south side. And I know I don't want to get too hyped, too crazy over the preseason, but the proof is in the pudding. Kenny Pickett showed last night that he is ready to be the man in Pittsburgh, and his life is about to drastically change as he gets to the playoffs, maybe gets to a Super Bowl, and maybe wins a Super Bowl. I think the chances are really good. That wide receiver core last night showed exactly why they're one of the top units in the NFL. Great hands, great focus, great routes, yards after catch. Just big moment after big moment. And then you see Najee Harris coming in, showing exactly why he's still the number 1 runner in Pittsburgh. And I'm not saying Jalen Ward isn't a number 1 runner in Pittsburgh, because I think they're 1 and 1A, and I think they're going to be big. And then you're adding Anthony McFarland into that mix. All 3 top runners on the Steelers roster recorded a touchdown, and that is a positive note, because this offense can now beat you on the ground, through the pass game. Any way you want to be beat, they'll beat your ass that way, and it's just showing. And this team can do it any way they need to. Not to mention, they can do it from the defensive side of the football with an absolutely smothering defense. We've not got to see that complete complement of offensive front, our defensive front. We haven't got to see that whole defensive front as a whole package as of yet. Larry O will be coming back. You're going to see a lot of that coming here in week 1, and you're going to see a lot of that pass rush. And if you're the San Francisco 49ers, you better learn to get rid of the ball quickly. You better learn to run some maybe misdirection with Debo and Christian McCaffrey. And even that, I don't know if that's going to work against this absolutely dominant and smothering Pittsburgh defense. When they're coming in flying high, TJ Watt looks like he's in mid-season form. Alex Highsmith looking great. Nick Herbig, guys, 3 games, 3.5 sacks as a rookie, as a first-time guy out there contributing every game, every week, steady, contributing. That is so promising. I thought the defensive backfield played much better. And I get it, guys. Atlanta had their second unit out there, but these guys are all professionals. I don't care what anybody says. If you're in the NFL, you're damn good. You're good. And the Steelers proved that it doesn't matter who's out there, and they don't care who's out there. Whoever you put out there, they're going to come out and smack that ass, and that's just the way it's going to be. They don't worry about what the other team's doing. They're worrying, and they're singularly focused on what the Steelers are doing, and that is so damn promising for this team. This special teams group, what can I say? They're special. Calvin Austin as a returner, special. Presley Harvin, we didn't get to really see much of him last night, but special. I liked his last week performance against the Buffalo Bills. Special. I think he's going to have a big year. Chris Boswell, I think he's back in full force. Going to have a big year. We didn't get to see much of that kick game last night. Why? Because the Steelers were so damn dominant and so damn good on that offensive side of the football. And you've seen guys like Connor Hayward coming in, catching a cross from Mitchell Trubisky. So many big things. Connor Hayward running the football. Calvin Austin with good crisp routes. Allen Robinson still making tough catches. The list just goes on and on and on. And there's so many things that you could say and too many things to name. And that's a good problem to have because it is so exciting right now to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because I think this team has big, big dreams and they can definitely fulfill those dreams. This team will be tested and tested early in the regular season, but I think they're up for the test and I think they're going to be absolutely one of those juggernaut type teams. I think they're going to be like a team like you saw Philadelphia last year come out and be dominant, one of the new kids on the block. Well, I have bad news for the AFC, and that the Steelers are the new kid again on the block, and they're coming to whoop some ass, and it's going to be amazing to watch. Barring injury, barring any type of catastrophic failure somewhere inside the organization somehow, the Pittsburgh Steelers, if all things remain the way they are right now, this Pittsburgh Steelers team could be an AFC championship game contender, could be the representative from the AFC in the Super Bowl, and they would be a damn good representative if they continue down the path that they're on. I think there's some guys on that football team that deserve a chance to take a run at that Lombardi trophy. A TJ Watt, a Cameron Hayward deserve the work they've put in. A Minkah Fitzpatrick, a Patrick Peterson, guys. Patrick Peterson didn't just come here because he wants to play for Mike Tomlin. That's not the only reason. That's probably a big reason, but he could see, and Mike Tomlin probably articulated to Pat P, hey, we're going to have a good ball club. Come in here, might give you a chance to take a run at that Lombardi trophy that slipped through your fingers so many times, and you've never got a real chance at it. But here in Pittsburgh, I think you can, and I think that's the discussion that they probably had. And I think that is a pretty damn truthful one. I don't think Mike Tomlin's going to be bullshitting too many people. But this team can play and beat you from anywhere, any way they want. They can have their way with you. They're quick. They're speedy. They can put points up fast. Now the run game's all solid through the first 3 runners. I like how they can control the clock if they wanted to. This offensive line group's really starting to gel. You're going to have quality backups behind that first team offensive line and first pick Broderick Jones, people like that. You're going to have some good guys behind them. So if an injury does happen, you're not going to be totally slapped in the face and totally screwed. This Pittsburgh Steelers team is ready, guys, and I'm smiling ear to ear. This has been one of the better teams that I've seen put together in the Mike Tomlin era, if not the best team that I've seen put together in the Mike Tomlin era. And that is no disrespect to the Hall of Fame quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, but this team has a different feel. This team has a different look, and I think they're going to be very dominant throughout the regular season and throughout the playoff period in the 2023 season. So, guys, look out for your Steelers. Keep an eye on your Steelers. because things are about to heat up. In 14 days, this team is going to take the field against the 49ers and start their quest toward a 7th Lombardi trophy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys are ready for an exciting time and an exciting season. And keep following us here on Mike Drop Sports. We had to cancel our live broadcast last night due to an illness that I've been having here with just feeling gross here. But anyway, we're getting back. We're feeling a little bit better. Still able to film some stuff like this, and we're going to keep striving to get going here. But from now on out, after every Steeler game, you will have the Mike Drop Sports live post-game reaction every week, and I want you to tune in for it, and I want you to be ready, armed with your questions, and the live chat will be up, the whole 9 yards. We're going to be going hard. So subscribe, notification bell, everything else that goes along with it. Get it all together, guys, because we're going to be making big moves. We've made big strides already in this community, and I appreciate you guys so much. So until next time, peace.